So how can then how can we how can data find answers? And this could be thought of as a data analysis process. And as I said earlier, there you may already have data, or you may be going looking for the data. And this is we are going to talk about looking at the data. So usually you have a question, and then based on that question, we start collecting the data. And and the data has to be collected methodically. Sometimes there will be some level of statistics or math involved in how to collect the data. For example, if you are trying to survey, let's say, the height of people in a particular city, right? You cannot One cannot go and measure the height of every single person. That's not possible. So that's where statistic comes in, which which sort of tells you that, hey, why don't you uh, measure the height of X number of people from these locations that are randomly sampled from the city, and that will give you a as close possible as an estimate of height of the people in that city. So you are not you won't get the exact value for all the people, but you'll get close to that. And that's where the statistics part would come in. You collect the data. Then once the data is there, next step is cleaning the data. And cleaning the data is also called as pre-processing the data, where the data as it is collected on the field, or as it is collected, maybe if it's sensor data, it could always be clean, or it could be unclean as well. The word clean is sort of telling us that uh, the data might have stuff in it that we do not need for analysis, so we need to separate it out. uh, and for example, if you have first name, last name as data together, there could be some unwanted characters in along with the name that are not needed. And so we need to uh, write the code to clean it, so you get just the text that we need. Once we have that in a shape and form ready for use, we can start exploring the data. So we can put them in different uh, forms, such as tables. We can create charts, we can calculate averages, and we can start exploring and just trying to see what's in the data, right? So thinking about the example of height of people in the city, we can start exploring. Hey, okay, so there are X number of people with this age group that have this height, and there are these many people that have of this age group that have this height, and so on. That's what we are calling exploring the data. And as soon as we start seeing something interesting that is taking us in the direction of answering the question we started with, then we can dig deeper in that data and start analyzing it. So by analyzing the data, what I mean here is that we can use some mathematical or statistical methods to uh, to uh, have tag it with certain level of confidence when we say that this is happening. In our example, for example, when we say the height of people, let's say if we say the height of people for this age group is X, and the other age group is Y, and they are uh, there is a difference between these two. They are not the same. So when we say there is a difference, we could use statistics to tell that, hey, I'm 95% confident that that difference is real, and that difference is uh, not an error. So that is what is usually used to then sort of uh, uh, make that finding usable with that level of confidence. And once we have that, then we can start putting all those findings together and interpret what story it can create, or what is really happening in the data. And uh, then the task is to communicate these findings to the person who is asking the questions. And so, as an analyst, uh, you'll be tasked with understanding what the question is in the first place, and then uh, going through all this process until communicating the findings to the person who asked the question, and see if it helps them. So more often than that, more often what happens is it does answer one question, but then it can create two new questions, and so then you can then it's then you need to go back and again do some more analysis, maybe get more data, and that's a process of improvement of a product where you continuously ask questions, you provide feedback, and that's how the product can improve. And in case of business decisions, then that can help make business decisions whether to uh, proceed with a particular product. For example, in this case, if we are looking at the height of people, then that could tell us as to uh, maybe what is the size of, let's say, t-shirts that if we are to sell in that city, what population what is the sort of the largest uh, population that has a particular size. So initially you could have picked just those one or two sizes of t-shirts, uh, so you have a larger customer base that could uh, uh, buy that. So this is what data analytics is, and it's part of data science, where you start out with data, and this is the sort of process you go through uh, to uh, uh, to help businesses make decisions. And here there could be some tools that you could use to that could be powered by an AI to help your analysis go faster. At the same time, the software that you may be using here could be proprietary software, or you could use open source code, open source software, or you could write code to do the analysis.